Hi, I'm Kate Garrison, Enneagram coach, and we are continuing the series Unlocked Interviews, where I'm going to interview a different type. We've had so far type 8, type 3, and type 4. Today's going to be type 9 with Meri Ziev, and she is a good friend from Boynton Beach, Florida. So, of course, we're going to be Zooming. And I'm just excited to see how her work presented some challenges, but how she was able to use her strengths as a 9 to get the ball rolling. And it's just always fun to see how all these types show up to get organizations moving in the right direction. So we're going to hear more about how type 9s contribute to an organization. So Meri, thank you for dialing in on a Sunday afternoon.
Hi, Kate. Thank you for having me.
uh, Luckily, this is my second chance to interview Meri. The first one was advocate. I am kind of the chronic entrepreneur, so that one was showing how people really elevate people on the fringe and women of color. And you told us about your being a speech therapist. Um, uh,
And that one was in person.
that one was in person, and so that's kind of her first half of life, the speech therapist, and now this wonderful development, second half of your life. And tell us more what that is.
I am a cabaret and jazz singer now. I proudly claim that. And I remember that was a, a progression in and of itself to go from, well, I can sing to I am a vocalist.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. So you've been developing your artistry. Um,
Yes.
mm-hmm.
Yes. Um, what I came to discover is that a lot of places have communities already built in for cabaret singers per se, but South Florida, the venues that are available really only take people with who've already gained national attention, who have a reputation. And I felt like we need to get together and see what we can do about that.
Mm-hmm.
And so my friend David Mullimans and I decided to start brainstorming, and we had about 6 people. We called it a fizzy brainstorm with friends, and we talked about what do we want to do, what do we want to have happen down here in terms of cabaret. And the short of the story is we just had our first anniversary of the South Florida Cabaret Singers Community.
Mm-hmm.
And we went from a committee of 6 people. We now have about 155 singers, friends, family, and fans.
Wow.
Email list.
So from going from this fizzy brainstorm of how many people?
6.
6 to oh wow, that's a we'd have to do the math, but that sounds like a big percentage. And I'm so glad to hear that you're very proud. But I also hear as a type 9 that you certainly aren't giving yourself all the credit. That you're crediting, your partnership with David, um, and what I also saw in your type 9 behavior is just you all are so good about including everyone, making sure every voice is heard. And so just featuring national artists, yeah, I mean, those are inspiring, right? That's what has kept you going and where you've learned. But if you're not pulling in local talent, you that's a whole different dynamic, right?
It is. It is. How does anybody get a start, and where do we find our opportunities? We really want to engage. We want to connect. We want to sing. That's really what it's about. So
Mm-hmm.
we started. I finally said to David, we have to just start. We just have to do something. So a year ago, January, I found a local restaurant that was willing to host our first open mic night. And we hired Bobby Pico, who was originally in New York and he's in Florida now. And he was our music director for the evening, and people brought their charts that either they've had arranged or something maybe that was in process that they wanted to work on. And we had an open mic night, and it was just wonderful.
Oh.
But getting it out there, getting people to participate, um, it's very hard. So I had to figure out, well, how am I going to do this? How do I get more people on the email list? How do I get more people to
Mm-hmm.
participate in activities?
Mm-hmm.
David had a while ago started doing providing master classes when touring professionals would come our way. So since he's unfortunately been out of town a lot, I took
Mm-hmm.
the bull by the horns and I started creating some master classes with similar people. We've had Jeff Harner, and we've had um, Anthony Nunziata, Ari Axelrod. We've had jazz singers Stephanie Nicasian and Gabrielle Stravelli. So again, finding venues where we could hold these events,
Mm-hmm.
publicizing these events, getting people to come to these events. There's always some kind of barrier that we had to overcome to do it. And one of the things that I learned about was how to write a press release
Mm-hmm.
and how to communicate with different organizations and get the information out there publicly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there were two kind of activities organizing the open mic, which sounded like that went pretty smoothly. I mean, kind of like from the get-go.
Yes, that was really, it was because that's what people wanted. They want to get out there, they want to sing, they want to connect. And we just had our first, this past January, had our first anniversary open mic night. And, we might like to do a couple more. But one of the things that I developed was twice a month, I send out a calendar of what are the public performances that our members are doing. Even if they're not at the venues, the big theater venues or cabaret venues, they may be singing at a restaurant. They may be having their own open mic at a restaurant. They may be singing, oh, who knows, at a hotel, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so this way we can support each other and attend these things and get more people there.
Oh, nice. So by doing that, that's kind of a way to promote it too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what I did hear is when David was not around as much, I feel like maybe some self doubt came in.
Well,
Or tell me what was hard about that.
what was hard about that was I didn't want to exclude him because the
Uh,
original idea for this was his. And it's
uh-huh.
very easy to just say, all right, I'm writing an email. All right, I'm writing a press release. All right, I'm inviting people to do this and creating this. So I tried to be mindful of including him on all of those emails, all of the letters, all of the press releases, and just being mindful and inclusive of him,
Mm-hmm.
and gratefully, because he always has great ideas and we collaborate really, really well. And I know that he will be back in town and will be able to do even more.
Yeah, right. And what do you like about working with David?
He's just a love. Uh, he's got the biggest heart and so much energy, and he just cares about people so deeply. And And it's always nice to work with someone else who sees things a little differently than yourself, because then you can cover more ground
Ah, nice. Uh,
or ideas.
yeah, I have to say I love that about the nines too. They're definitely not territorial of their ideas. They can take in a lot of different perspectives. And so that's wonderful. I'm a musician too, as you know, and sometimes musicians can get very kind of diva, or I'm going to do things this way, and so I feel that they are lucky to have you, to have this kind of flexible. Let's see how this forms together. Lovely. Now,
Well, I'll
yeah.
tell you, I think it's just really nice. If you go to any venue, they don't have the same person every single night or every single week or every single month. There's a piece of the pie for everybody. And why compete when we can help each other?
Oh, that's so nice. That's so pretty. That's so. Yeah, yeah. I know. And I feel like you nines are so good that way because we know that collaboration is more, it gets more results than competition. But it's just so easy to get in that mindset of we're going to compete against each other. And that was great. You brought that collaborative spirit. Can you tell me more about this new learning curve? The learning curve of the getting the email list, having to on a regular basis send this newsletter out. I wonder if that creates any stress for you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Um, because in every email letter, I'll say, let's say it's February. Please send me your March and April events.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll send out my March events and they'll say, oh, you didn't include me.
Uh-oh.
Did you email me?
Yeah.
Sometimes, and sometimes I'll make mistakes. I'll get something wrong. I'll spell somebody's name wrong or, inadvertently leave something out. So it's stressful because I want to do
Yeah.
right by everybody. Um, and, and people sometimes they'll say, oh, I'm performing on this date. Okay, I need more information than that.
Yeah.
Unless you don't want somebody to come, you know, and I'm trying to empower people to advocate for themselves as well.
That's neat that you get it from that angle.
Yeah. Trying.
Yeah. So tell me some victories that have happened. You said that you got some national acts and the venues, right? That was the big challenge of that one.
We're still in the throes of the venue issue, but I will say that I have made some really great contacts at local theaters that they do bring in the national acts, but they are now willing to talk to me about if there are ways where our South Florida Cabaret Singers organization can collaborate with them. I've offered to include on the calendar, I have something called celebrity sightings. So if they have one of those national acts, I'm happy to include that in our newsletter. I don't want to take and not give. If somebody has a special event, maybe let's help each other. Let's see how we can mutually benefit from this collaboration. So I've got meetings coming up. I have one coming up in May in the north end of the county, and then I've been told, hang tight, give me a minute. I'm trying to get my season done. And so I have a connection now in the south end of the county, and I'm really hopeful about all that.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens. I have started doing private coaching as well. And that's been very exciting, very fulfilling, really interesting. I have a couple private clients one-on-one. I've just been invited to present at the Cabaret Connexion next October in Chicago to present on lyric interpretation, which is a mentoring. It's going to be a masterclass. And then through the South Florida Cabaret Singers, I continue to provide masterclasses. I facilitate them from other mentors coming in. And I feel like that's another level of mentoring as well. We find out what is it they want to focus on, and we go through and maybe they'll sing something for me and we'll discuss what their strengths are and what are their needs that they'd like to improve on. The first mentee that I had, she was more about trying to find material, songs that were suited to her, which of course depends on her personal experience and her vocal quality and range and so on. And she wanted some tidbits on how to strengthen her voice a little bit. I have someone I'm working with right now who is getting all kinds of coaching because she has very big dreams of performing in many different ways, but very inexperienced in terms of cabaret performance, which is focused on engaging the audience, sharing a story through the song that's very personal and therefore relatable to other people.
Mm.
Pardon me.
Mm-hmm.
So we've started doing we do a lot of monologuing of the songs. She'll pick a song she wants to sing, and I'll say, all right, let's talk it to me. Tell it to me like it's a poem or a story. And well, who is it about? And why does that matter to you? And what does that phrase mean to you? And how do you relate to that? And, we delve, and then she'll sing it, and then we'll discuss the improvements she made and what else could she think about. So it just depends. It's all individual.
That's nice. Yeah, I do. It's nice how you've got kind of a process to get her deeper into the song, and that is what really separates this work from just here's karaoke or
Right. And in doing that and interpreting it, we'll take a song and we'll start talking about arrangement ideas based on phrasing could be completely different. Why is that word repeated? Do you really have to repeat it, or can you hold that thought and hold the note before you get to the next one? What does that mean to you? Is it really a happy song? Does it have to be up tempo, or can we slow it down a little bit? Or what style of singing do you really like? Oh, you like soul and smooth jazz. Well, could we do an arrangement that sounded like that? But that's where collaboration comes in again. There are certain things that will happen, and I'll say, did you notice this? Yes. Okay, talk to your voice teacher.
Oh, okay. So you're kind of helping her in her partnerships.
Mm-hmm.
That's really neat. That's really neat how you're
referring her to a music director too.
Yeah, right.
It's a really great arrangement idea. Go talk to your music director.
Oh, yeah, that's wonderful. So that takes a little pressure off you to be the everything, there. You're just Yeah, you're just asking questions and see where that leads you. It's such a patient process, and that's great that you allow, give the person, empower that person of what's going to feel comfortable for them. And that's wonderful. I certainly, when there's a more dictator approach for me, it doesn't feel comfortable. I get scared to try new things, and so I really appreciate what you're bringing to that.
Oh, thanks. Anytime you get into an educational situation, everybody has a personal style. And like you said, everybody has a type. They're a different number. And so their approach is going to be different. And what's nice is when you find someone that matches well with your strategy.
Yeah, right. And what kind of person do you think is a good partnership for you as far as the students you want to attract?
Someone who's enthusiastic and interested and cares and wants to improve, and can come in with ideas. I don't know. Yeah. And I certainly can't tell you what number they are.
Yeah. Just characteristics of being very present, right? Very present, ready to learn, and bring their ideas to the table.
Absolutely. It's about eventually developing their own show.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's nice. Just one last question, because I'm enjoying our conversation so much.
Same.
I wondered if there's a pianist you work, because as cabaret singers, that is a very important relationship, right? You're working on arrangements together. You are taking some of his ideas, but then you have to, or hers. That's right. I'm a pianist. Yes. And so how do you get to that decision-making process? What's been I guess I'm wanting some juicy, when has it been a really bad experience?
Oh. A really bad experience. I can't say I've had a really bad experience. I've had frustrating experiences.
Okay.
And that has to do with
challenging, right?
Time. When can we get together, whether it's on Zoom or in person? And another thing with a music director that can be frustrating is not all music directors write their own charts. And so they'll play an arrangement for you and give you a rehearsal track, a scratch track, and say, okay, go get a chart made. It's like, okay, fine. So you get the chart made, and then you say, okay, let's play it together and make sure the chart's right. And then what if the chart's not right? Then you have to send it back again. It's time.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. It would be kind of nice to have kind of I don't know, a predictable process.
Well, I don't know if predictable is the word I would choose for that.
I know. I didn't think that was right either.
It's just, it would be nice to know that we're all reliable, but everybody has their own lives. And no matter who you work with, you're not their only client. You're not the only one they're working with, and vice versa. And so, it's to say, all right, let's meet every week. Well, that doesn't happen either because of time or expense. It's a very expensive career or path or hobby or whatever it is for you in particular in your life. It's costly.
Yes. I wonder too if by having, since in an ideal world, they make the arrangements, you meet them once a week, that's your ideal. Would that prevent making mistakes? What does that give you?
Well, we're humans, so there's always the risk of mistakes. But it's how you handle it that really counts. The thing is, confidence is very, very important going into a performance. And if you feel under rehearsed or, I guess, under rehearsed or under prepared, it's very stressful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes it's stressful even when you are prepared.
Yeah. Yeah.
until for me personally, till I get on the stage and start setting up my things. Here's my water. Here's my stool. Okay, I feel better now.
Nice. A certain routine is nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's
having support too. My last show was in Chicago, so my friend, Cindy
yeah.
Byring, she was there for me. She was my lady in waiting.
Yeah. Yeah.
That helped a lot.
As far as confidence goes. Yeah. Because the pianist you had was not somebody you had worked with very
I
much.
had worked with her before in in-person workshops and online workshops, and she had made some arrangements for me. She's wonderful. But we were both very busy, and the rehearsal time to go through new charts and try out new, we would both come up with ideas. She'll say, "Oh, how about this?" Or I'll say, "Oh, how about this?" Arrangements are definitely collaborative as far as I'm concerned. Or maybe they weren't when I first started out because I didn't know what I was doing. But now I have definite ideas about how I'd like to hear something. But I also am very open to hearing a musician's input because they know what's going to work. For the arrangements, I'll give a specific example. My opening medley, it's kind of an overture to the whole show. Becky and I had come up with what songs I wanted to use, and I sent Becky the music, and then she came up with something and gave me a scratch track. And then I talked to Lena, my director, Lena Kachakis, and we talked about what we wanted shorter, longer, and what we wanted to plug in the middle. So then I went back to Becky, we went through it, and I needed somebody down here. I have a guy I was working with in Miami, and he actually took the recordings. He listened to me singing. I sent him notes. I sent him cut and paste charts. And then he created the actual working chart. And then when I got to Chicago, Becky and I, the music director, went through the charts, and she would say, okay, this is great. Oh, but I have to change the chord here. This isn't how, we don't have a repeat here. Oh, whatever. So she was able to make corrections on the chart, which I now have to take back to, you could call him a transcriber, I guess, to get the chart cleaned up.
Oh, nice.
It's a complicated.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. The details really, really came together in this collaboration. Yeah. And then you're just going to get more and more confident as some of these things are precisely planned. sounds like. I want to meet you and Cindy in Chicago, where you all are the masterclass coaches. Well, thank you, Meri.
Thank you, Kate.
And we will talk again. Thank you.
Sounds good.
All right, love you.
Love you.
Bye. As you can tell, Meri Ziev is a very highly skilled 9, and you're going to want to get on her newsletter by emailing her right here, and then know about her future events in singing and hopefully coaching in Chicago by going to her website here. Go ahead and follow me for more interviews.